Hey guys, it's Mike. Just want to do a quick video on a recent service experience I had with Dish Network. Generally, I really like Dish Network. I like their programming. I love their prices. I love their innovation. The Hopper 3 DVR. I've done one or two videos on that already. I think it's perfect for the home. It's got the nice 4K. They call it the sports bar mode or the quad screen feature. But I had a problem with mine. I think about a week and a half ago. It just started rebooting, and it kept rebooting, and it kept rebooting, and it kept rebooting. So this sort of uncovered one of the problems with the whole home DVR, and that is everything connects to it. So in my study, which is actually right up there, I have a television. I usually just keep on the news silently. That's connected to the Hopper 3 DVR using a wireless Joey. In my bedroom upstairs, I have another wired Joey, which connects to the Hopper 3 DVR. And as I finish the media room in the basement, that'll have a Joey as well for the TV down there. Or maybe I'll just move the Hopper down there. But regardless, when that Hopper goes out or continually reboots, none of the Joeys work because the Hopper is literally the brains and the central storage unit for your television shows for the entire house. So without that, it dies. So that day, basically, when that Hopper started rebooting, I lost television in the entire house. So I called up Dish, and to their credit, they were able to quickly look at, remotely, they were able to quickly look at my Hopper 3 DVR, and they determined that it rebooted, I think it was like 5 times in the previous hour, and that it had been doing it on a less frequent cycle for the past couple days. So without question, they sent me a new Hopper 3 DVR, and I've got it right here, and that's great. And I got it in a couple days, and I got to send it back, or they're going to charge me for it. I'm sorry, I got to send the old one back, or they're going to charge me for it. And that's where I run into this problem. Normally, you can hook up an external drive to your Hopper 3 DVR and copy your programming from the DVR to the external drive, and then later copy it back to your new DVR. So any of your recordings don't get lost. Now, the Hopper 3 has 2 terabytes of storage on it, and I think mine's like 95% full, so there's a lot of stuff on it. Now, there's a lot of things I can purge, but there's a lot of shows because I travel. As you all know, I'm usually only home on weekends. So as I travel, these shows build up, and I try to catch up on weeks that I actually get to spend at home or weekends. So in this case here, I wanted to do the same thing. I took the Western Digital MyBook that Dish Network recommends, plugged it into the DVR, went to do a transfer, and it says, yeah, don't recognize any USB drives on here, plug in a USB drive. Tried all the different USB ports on the device, nothing. There's a USB 2 on the front, another USB 2 on the back, and a USB 3 on the back. So I went and grabbed another MyBook, which is virtually identical. I think I had an extra terabyte on it than the first one did, so it was a 2 terabyte and a 3 terabyte. I plugged that in, also didn't recognize it. So I tried a Seagate, tried that, same thing. It's like it wasn't there. I said, okay, clearly something's wrong. So I called up Dish support, tech support. Spent about a half hour or so on the phone with them. And they basically reading the book and said the same thing. Oh, it should recognize it. Yeah, I get that, it should recognize it. It didn't. So at that point, she tells me, oh, well, maybe, not definitely, but she says maybe the hard drive's not supported on the Hopper 3. Now, I know this worked on the previous Hopper 2 with no luck. So she says maybe it's not supported. Then she tells me to go and take an Ethernet cable. And if you look on the back of the Hopper 3, there's 2 Ethernet ports. Not sure why there's 2, but there's 2 Ethernet ports. And she says, plug an Ethernet cable into one of the ports and then take your new DVR, this one, just plug it in, don't connect it to the TV or anything, and plug the Ethernet cable into this one, and it'll automatically ask me if I want to transfer everything. Sounded a little dodgy to me, but I had nothing to lose by trying it, so I hung up with her. And by the way, there's no web articles on this technique. So I plugged it all in, and of course, as I expected, it didn't work at all. So this time I decided to try the tech support on the chat line here on my iMac. So I got on to Dish and I told them what's going on. I said, oh, did you try the hard drive? I went through the whole thing. Yeah, it's not working. So I told them about what the previous person had told me about the Ethernet cable. They said, oh, I don't think that'll work. I said, okay. I said, why'd they tell me? I don't know. So about 2 minutes later, he comes back and says, I don't think we can help you. Why don't you go down to a dealer or a retailer? And he said, I said, okay. I usually just deal with you guys directly. He said, yeah, we can't help you with this. So they gave me a number for a retailer. I'll leave them out of it. It's not their fault. By the way, they also, right after they told me I had disconnected, I was in a discussion. Call a retailer. Boom. So, okay, I'm pretty easygoing. So I call the retailer. I tell them, here's my problem. Can you help me figure out how to do this? And they said, well, did you call Dish? I said, yeah, they told me to call you. Yeah, we can help you, but we're going to have to charge you an hourly rate. So you know what? Don't worry about it. At this point, there's basically no tech support for this is my point. So I'm just going to have to watch as shows as I can tonight. I got to return this thing tomorrow. I'm going to get charged for it. And then just lose the programming. Or I have noticed it hasn't seemed to have rebooted in the last couple days, so maybe I'll just send back the new one and take my chances till the problem reoccurs, and then by that point I'll have lost the programming anyway. So just wait for a new one at that point. So just my experience with the Hopper 3. It's one of the negatives with it. Just curious, for those of you that are out there to have the Hopper 3, have you been able to get an external hard drive working? If so, what drive did you use, and did you have any other issues with it? And if not, have you ever tried to transfer your information from one Hopper 3 to another? And if so, how did you do it? Just curious. So just sharing experiences. This is the collaborative part of YouTube, right? Where I can tell you where I've run into a challenge, and you can tell me where you think I could do better. And also my experience if you're trying to pick DVRs. I also had a neighbor recently put in a DirecTV system, and that was they have something called the Genie, which is similar to the Hopper, and so far as that it's a whole home DVR. And he's really tricked out his basement. He's got like 7 TVs down there, all into a central closet, so all his receivers go in the same place. But I was there for the install, and that was a bit of a fiasco also. And then part of that is because it was complicated. But also it was trying to deal with AT&T, because that's who owns them now, on the phone was one hand not knowing what the other one's doing. I'm not sure if any cable provider or dish provider is able to give perfect service anymore, or even maybe adequate service. So I don't think I would ever leave Dish and jump to another vendor. I'm very happy with my Hopper when it works right now. I like the fact that I can offload programming onto either my iPad or my phone and watch it offline. That's kind of cool. So they've got some nice technology. But if I were to go from anywhere from here, like if I decided that I don't want to deal with this anymore, I would probably just cut the cord entirely and go with going with a streaming solution. The only thing I'm really keeping it around for right now, because most everything that I watch I can stream. Or if I used like Apple TV, I could buy the season for a show and I'd still be way ahead of the money. The only reason to really keep a broadcast provider around at this point is for sports. And I do enjoy that, and that's one of the things I really like about the whole split screen option. I can watch multiple sports at a time, but there's probably going to get to a point where I say the expense associated with owning like a satellite system or a cable system or what have you might just not be worth it. I might just deal without the sports. Or on an occasional game I really want to see. I mean, there's sports bars up the road I can go deal with. So, of course, I don't, yeah. So that's where we are. Just curious again. This is Mike. Take care.